It's late summer in Austin, Texas, and the city's heat wraps itself around everything. Sticky, heavy, and relentless. The streets are a buzz of life, and in the heart of downtown, Harper and Anna Miller's world is about to tip into chaos. Their lives have always been marked by the mundane rhythms of suburban comfort. They've been together for almost 10 years now, married for 6. They've had their fair share of ups and downs, but the quiet life they've built together always seemed secure. Or at least that's what Harper thought. Harper is a 34-year-old software developer. He's tall, lean, and a little geeky in the best possible way. His mind is always racing with algorithms and coding languages, his thoughts quick and analytical. Anna, his wife, is the opposite. She's warm, outgoing, and has a magnetic personality that draws people in. She works as a PR consultant, handling high-profile clients in the city. Her life is always on the go, packed with late-night events, high-stakes meetings, and charity galas. To anyone on the outside, they're the perfect couple. They have a beautiful home in the quiet suburbs, an old dog named Charlie who follows Harper around the house, and a steady, predictable routine. But lately, things haven't been quite right. Harper feels it, even if he can't put his finger on it. The little things, the long hours Anna spends at work, the way she avoids talking about her day, the way her phone is constantly buzzing. Harper tries to convince himself he's just being paranoid. After all, Anna is busy. She's successful, and her job demands a lot of her. But still, something feels off. It starts innocently enough. One evening, Anna tells Harper she's working late again. She has a client event downtown that's running later than expected. A campaign launch she's been handling for months. Harper understands. He's used to it by now. But as the days go on, the late nights become more frequent. And then there's the new habit she picks up. Staring at her phone for hours, sending messages under the table during dinner, and always keeping the screen facing down when Harper is around. One night, after another exhausting day of work, Harper comes home late to find Anna sitting in their living room, her laptop open in front of her. The glow of the screen illuminates her face, but it's her expression that catches him off guard. She's distracted, distant. She doesn't even look up when he walks in. "Hey, how's it going?" Harper asks, trying to keep his tone casual, though a small knot is forming in his stomach. Anna doesn't respond immediately. She's typing something, and for a moment Harper wonders if she even heard him. She finally glances up, offering a tired smile. "Oh, just finishing up some work stuff. Another campaign proposal for a new client. It never ends." She rubs her eyes and stretches her arms above her head. "I swear. Sometimes I think I live in the office." "Yeah, you've been working a lot lately," Harper says, as he sets his keys down on the counter and grabs a bottle of water from the fridge. He's been trying to ignore the growing unease, but it's getting harder. Anna lets out a small laugh, but it doesn't reach her eyes. "You know how it is. Work hard, play hard, right?" She sounds distracted again, and Harper notices the way she quickly looks away as her phone buzzes on the table. Harper hesitates. He wants to ask her about it, ask about the late nights, about the messages, but he doesn't want to seem overbearing, controlling, or paranoid. So instead he says, "Yeah, I get it." He tries to sound light, but there's a heaviness in his chest he can't ignore. Later that night, as they lie in bed together, Harper tries to push the nagging feeling out of his mind. Anna is already asleep, her back to him. Her breathing is steady, but Harper can't sleep. He just lies there, staring at the ceiling, wondering where they went wrong. Wondering why the woman he married, the woman he thought he knew so well, is slipping away from him. A strange encounter. The following week, the tension between them builds. Anna's schedule becomes even more erratic. Harper finds himself pacing the apartment, trying to distract himself from the questions that are piling up. He's not sure when it happened, but he started feeling like a stranger in his own life. Then, one Thursday night, he finds himself at a bar with a few colleagues from work, trying to unwind. He's nursing a drink, talking about nothing in particular when his phone buzzes with a message. It's from Anna. She's on her way home, she says, but she's going to stop by a coffee shop near their place first to grab something for breakfast. Harper doesn't think much of it until he looks at the time. It's nearly 10 p.m. on a weekday. He thinks about texting her, asking her to come home to take it easy, but he holds off. Instead, he takes another sip of his drink and shakes his head. What's wrong with him? Anna's just busy. She has a life. She's entitled to it. Just then, his phone buzzes again. This time, it's a text from an unknown number. Harper's thumb hovers over the screen. The message is short but startling. Can't wait to see you again tonight. You looked amazing last time. Ethan. Harper's stomach sinks. He knows the name. Ethan Wallace. Anna's colleague. The one she's been working closely with on that big campaign. The one she's been spending more and more time with. The one who seems to have taken over her thoughts. Harper doesn't know what to do. The message is brief and maybe it's nothing, but his gut tells him it's not. Something's wrong. Before he can think any further, his phone rings. It's Anna. The suspicion grows. Hey, babe, Anna says, her voice cheerful. Too cheerful, Harper thinks. She's just been texting Ethan. And now she's calling him with that tone? Sorry, I'm running a bit late. But I'll be home soon. Okay? Everything okay? Harper asks, his voice a little too sharp, even for him. Yeah, I'm fine. Just finishing up here. There's a slight pause, and for a moment, Harper thinks he hears a hint of hesitation in her voice. Listen, I was thinking we could go out this weekend. Maybe have a nice dinner? Just the two of us. We could use some time alone, don't you think? Harper frowns. The idea of a weekend getaway sounds nice, but something about her suggestion feels forced, like she's trying too hard to cover something up. That sounds good. We'll talk more when you get home, he says, trying to keep his tone neutral. As soon as he ends the call, he feels it again. The pit in his stomach, the growing sense that something is wrong. He's tried to push it away, but he can't anymore. The message, the late nights, the change in Anna's behavior. It all points in one direction, and it's not one he wants to face. The days following that night at the bar blur into one another. Harper's mind is consumed by the nagging sense that something is terribly wrong. He can't shake the image of that text from Ethan, nor can he stop replaying it in his head. Can't wait to see you again tonight. You looked amazing last time. It's like a message in a bottle tossed into an ocean of doubt. The more he thinks about it, the more he wonders. Has he been too trusting all these years? Has Anna been hiding something from him all this time? Anna returns home late that night, as usual, but this time, Harper isn't content to let it slide. He's waited long enough for an explanation. When she walks through the door, he's sitting in the living room, arms crossed, his eyes hard and searching. Hey, Anna says cheerfully, but there's a forced quality to it. Sorry I'm late. The team wanted to meet for one last drink, just to celebrate wrapping up the project. Sure, Harper says, his voice flat. Just one last drink, huh? Just you and the team. Anna freezes. The casualness in his voice isn't lost on her. She sets her purse down on the couch, her eyes darting away from his. What's going on, Harper? She asks, her tone soft, but it's tinged with defensiveness. Why are you acting like this? Harper stands, the unease he's been carrying threatening to spill out. I don't know, Anna. Maybe it's because I found a text from Ethan tonight. A text that didn't exactly scream professional. He holds up his phone, showing her the message, his finger pointing to the words that seem to burn a hole in his mind. Explain that. Anna's face drains of color, and for a moment, Harper wonders if he's imagined it all. Maybe she'll laugh it off, say it was nothing. But the silence that hangs in the air only deepens his suspicion. It's not what you think, Anna says, her voice shaking. She steps forward, trying to reach for the phone, but Harper pulls it away. I'm tired of hearing that, he says, his voice steady but edged with hurt. Every time I ask, every time I try to talk to you about what's happening, I get, it's not what you think. Or, I'm just busy. I'm not an idiot, Anna. I'm not blind. He pauses, his chest tight. And I'm not crazy. So what's going on? Anna's expression shifts. The mask of confidence she's worn for so long cracks, and for a fleeting moment, Harper sees something vulnerable behind her eyes. "Harper," she starts, but the words seem to choke her. She takes a deep breath, gathering her composure. "I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't know how to tell you." Harper feels his heart race. "Tell me what?" he demands, the tension in the room thick and palpable. "There's nothing physical between Ethan and me," Anna says, her voice barely above a whisper. "But there's something. There's something more than just work. And I don't know how it happened." Harper's head spins. "You don't know how it happened?" he repeats, his voice rising. "You've been having an emotional affair, and you don't know how it happened? I didn't plan for it, okay?" Anna snaps, her anger flaring. "I didn't plan for it to get this far. Ethan listens to me, Harper. He gets me in ways you don't. You've been so distant lately. I've been so caught up in this project that it's like you're not even here anymore. And Ethan, he's been there. He's been the one who makes me feel seen, who makes me feel like I'm important. I didn't want this to happen, but it did." Harper feels like the air has been sucked out of the room. The anger he's been holding inside rises to the surface, but there's also a deep hurt that makes his throat close up. "So you went to him? Instead of talking to me? Instead of telling me how you felt? You went to him?" Anna stares at him, her face flushed with frustration and guilt. "I didn't know how to talk to you. You've been so consumed with your own work. You've been on your computer all the time. You didn't even notice me anymore. And when I tried to talk to you about it, you brushed me off, Harper. You told me to figure it out. So I did. I figured it out with him." The silence between them is suffocating. Harper doesn't know what to say. Everything she said cuts deeper than he thought possible. "So this is my fault?" he finally manages to say, his voice barely a whisper. "You're blaming me for this?" "I'm not blaming you," Anna protests, her voice trembling. "But you have to understand, Harper. It's not just about what you didn't do, it's about what I didn't do either. I should have come to you. I should have told you how I was feeling. But I didn't. And now everything's ruined." Harper's mind races. He wants to scream, to lash out, but something in her words stops him. There's truth in what she's saying, but it doesn't make the betrayal any easier to swallow. He thought they had something solid. He thought they were a team. And now, he's left standing in the wreckage of a life they built together, unsure of what to do next. The turning point, the next few days are a blur. Harper spends most of his time in a daze, unable to process everything that's happened. He avoids Anna as much as he can, not out of anger, but out of a desperate need for space. He doesn't know if he can forgive her, but he knows he needs time to think. Time to decide if he can ever look at her the same way again. Anna, on the other hand, is doing everything she can to fix things. She's been sending Harper constant texts, leaving him voicemails, trying to explain herself over and over. But every time she does, it only seems to push him further away. The hurt is too fresh, too raw, and Harper doesn't know how to let it go. Finally, on a Thursday night, Anna asks to meet him for dinner. She's been persistent, pleading for one last chance to talk, to explain herself. Harper agrees reluctantly, not because he's sure he can forgive her, but because part of him is still clinging to the hope that maybe, just maybe, they can fix this. They meet at a quiet restaurant near their apartment, a place they used to go on their early dates. The dim lighting and soft music feel like a memory, but Harper can't shake the weight of everything between them. They sit across from each other, the air thick with unspoken words. "I'm sorry, Harper," Anna says, her voice low, her eyes pleading. "I should have come to you sooner. I should have told you what was going on. I was wrong. I know I've hurt you and I don't know how to make it right, but I want to try. I love you. I always have." Harper looks at her, really looks at her, and for the first time in a while he doesn't see just the woman who betrayed him. He sees the woman he fell in love with, the woman who had his heart for so long. "I don't know if I can forgive you, Anna," he says quietly, his voice breaking, "but I'm willing to listen." The words hang between them, heavy and fragile. Neither of them knows what the future holds, but for the first time, there's a crack in the wall that has been growing between them, a chance for something real. If you're enjoying this story and want to know what happens next, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated with more of these gripping stories. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. It's been days since the dinner where Anna begged for Harper's forgiveness. He can't stop thinking about what she said, that she still loves him, that she never meant to hurt him. But the words feel hollow, like a distant echo of a time when things were easier between them. He wants to believe her, truly he does, but the trust is shattered. Every text message, every late-night work call, every glance at Ethan's name, it all weighs on him, suffocating him in ways he never imagined. Harper spends the weekend lost in thought, his mind replaying the same conversations over and over. Can he forgive her? Should he forgive her? Can they move past this and rebuild what they once had? Or has too much been broken? The unraveling. On Monday evening, as Harper sits at his desk, the hum of his computer filling the otherwise quiet room, a knock on the door interrupts his thoughts. It's Anna. She steps in, her eyes filled with a mix of hope and fear. Her appearance is casual, but Harper notices the bags under her eyes, the weariness in her face. It's been a rough week for both of them. Harper, we need to talk, Anna says, her voice trembling slightly. He nods, his chest tightening. About what? I know you're upset. I know I messed up. But I need you to listen to me, she says, stepping forward and sitting on the edge of the bed. I've been trying so hard to fix things, to show you that I want this marriage. I love you, Harper. I really do. But I can't keep living like this. I can't keep feeling like I'm being accused of something every day. I can't take the silence between us anymore. Harper's heart aches. He wants to tell her it's okay, that he's willing to try again, that he's ready to move forward. But he's still haunted by the things he knows and the things he doesn't. The doubt is like a shadow following him everywhere. I don't know if I can trust you again, Anna, he says quietly, his voice steady but laced with pain. I don't know how we move forward when I don't even know what's real anymore. Anna reaches for his hand, her grip tight and desperate. I've been honest with you, I swear. I never wanted to hurt you, but I've been talking to Ethan, yes. I don't know when it became more than just work, but it did. I never meant for you to find out this way, but I can't lie anymore. I care about him, Harper, but I love you. The words hit Harper like a punch to the gut. He pulls his hand away, standing up and pacing the room. The truth, as painful as it is, still feels like a weight he can't bear. You love me? He repeats, a bitter laugh escaping his lips. You love me, but you've been going behind my back with him. You don't get to say that. I know, Anna whispers, tears welling up in her eyes. I know I messed up, and I don't expect you to forgive me right away. I'm asking for time, for space to prove that I can fix this. But I can't fix it if you don't give me a chance. Harper stops pacing, his back to her. His hands are shaking, but he forces himself to stay calm. You want time? You want space? You've had time, Anna. You've had all the space you needed to make things right. But you didn't. And now, I'm left here, wondering if everything I thought I knew about us was a lie. The silence between them stretches on, both of them trapped in their own thoughts. Finally, Anna breaks it, her voice a whisper. What do you need, Harper? His response is instant, harsh. I need you to tell me the truth. All of it. No more half-truths, no more hiding things. I need to know everything, Anna. And then, I need to figure out if I can ever trust you again. The confrontation is a few days later when Harper decides to take the next step. He's been doing his own digging. He's been looking at her social media, talking to mutual friends, and asking questions that make him feel like he's betraying his own values. But he can't help it. The doubt gnaws at him and he needs answers. So he hires a private investigator. Nick Harper, a no-nonsense investigator in his mid-40s, arrives at Harper's apartment one evening, his expression serious. He hands over a thick folder. Here's what I found, Nick says. But you need to be prepared for what's in there. Sometimes the truth is more than we want to face. Harper takes the folder, his hands trembling slightly as he flips through the pages. There are photos of Anna and Ethan, Casual meetings at cafes, brief encounters at the office, and then something Harper wasn't prepared for. Anna and Ethan together at a bar one night, their faces close, a touch of intimacy in the way they sit next to each other. Harper feels the anger rising, but he's careful not to let it show. "This is what I needed to see," he says, his voice tight. "Thank you, Nick." "You're welcome," Nick replies. "But remember, this isn't the whole story. It's a snapshot, and you need to decide how much you're willing to know." Harper nods, feeling like he's been blindsided. The more he looks at the pictures, the more the reality sets in. Anna isn't just emotionally involved with Ethan, she's crossing lines. And that hurts more than anything else. The heart of the matter. That night, Harper and Anna have another conversation. The one that's been building for days. The one that will decide their future. Anna is sitting on the couch when Harper enters the living room, the folder in his hand. He places it on the coffee table between them, and for a long moment, neither speaks. The weight of what he's about to say hangs in the air. "I hired a PI," Harper says quietly, his voice steady. "I know everything, Anna." Her eyes widen. She opens her mouth to speak, but no words come out. Instead, she reaches for the folder, her hands trembling. "You're not denying it?" Harper asks, his voice edged with disbelief. "You're just going to sit here and act like this is normal?" Anna looks up, tears welling in her eyes. "I didn't want you to find out this way. I didn't want to hurt you." Harper can't believe what he's hearing. "But you did, Anna. You've been lying to me for months. You've been sneaking around, and I've had to find out from a stranger." "I never wanted to betray you," Anna whispers. "I didn't want it to happen like this." Harper stands up abruptly, his fists clenched. "You didn't want it to happen like this? But it did. And now we're here. And I don't know how we move forward." Rising stakes. The confrontation has shaken Harper to his core. He doesn't know if he can forgive Anna, or if the relationship they've built together is beyond repair. Every question, every doubt has only brought him more pain. And yet, he can't shake the love he still feels for her. The woman he once believed in, the woman he married, where has she gone? Can they go back to who they were? As the days pass, Harper and Anna continue to navigate their shattered relationship. Anna wants to fix things. She wants to make amends. She's reached out to therapists, making plans for counseling, trying to show Harper that she's committed to making things right. But Harper isn't sure if he can ever trust her again. He's trapped between his feelings for her and the betrayal he feels. And through it all, one question remains. Can Harper ever forgive Anna? Can their relationship survive the emotional affair that has come to light? Or is this the end of the road for them? The days after Harper's confrontation with Anna are filled with tension. The weight of the truth hangs heavily in the apartment, suffocating them both. They go through the motions of their daily lives. Anna going to work, Harper attending meetings, both of them avoiding the inevitable. The unresolved tension between them feels like a storm that's brewing, but neither knows how to bring it to a head. For Harper, the weight of what Anna admitted still feels like a crushing blow. He can't stop thinking about the emotional affair she's had with Ethan. The images from the PI's photos keep flashing in his mind. The way they leaned toward each other at the bar, the intimacy in their conversations. What does it mean when someone you love says they're getting something from someone else? What does that do to a marriage? The rising tension. The cracks in their relationship deepen when Anna suggests going on a short weekend trip to try and get away from the city. She thinks it'll help them reconnect, but for Harper, it feels like just another attempt to paper over the cracks that have appeared between them. He agrees reluctantly, hoping that maybe, just maybe, this will be the reset they need. But things are far from perfect. As they drive out of the city, the silence between them feels heavier than ever. Anna steals occasional glances at him, her lips pressed into a tight line, but Harper refuses to meet her eyes. He's emotionally exhausted. He doesn't know how to look at her anymore, let alone trust her. It's only when they arrive at their destination, a small, rustic cabin nestled in the woods, that the pressure finally starts to break. They step into the cabin, the scent of pine and wood filling the air, but it does little to calm the storm raging inside Harper's chest. As Anna unpacks her bag, Harper stands by the window, staring out at the tranquil landscape, lost in thought. "Harper." Anna's voice cuts through the silence, her tone tentative. "I know things haven't been right. I know I've hurt you, but I need you to hear me out. I've been thinking about what you said. About trust." Harper doesn't turn around. He can feel the emotion in her voice, but he doesn't know how to respond. It's been so long since he felt like they were on the same page. "I've been trying to understand how we got here, and I realize now that I didn't protect us. I didn't protect you. I let everything slip away, and I let my own insecurities drive me to Ethan. But it wasn't about him. It was about me. I wanted to feel seen again. I wanted to feel important. I know that's no excuse, and I'm so sorry." Her voice cracks as she says it, and Harper can hear the sincerity in her words. He turns to face her, finally meeting her gaze. "Do you really understand what you've done, Anna? It's not just about feeling seen. You crossed a line. You went to him emotionally, and you didn't come to me." "I know. I know I should have come to you," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "I didn't know how to fix it, but I want to, Harper. I want us to get past this." The raw honesty in her words stings. Harper feels his chest tighten. He wants to believe her. He wants to find a way forward, but every part of him is still raw with the pain of betrayal. "I don't know if I can," he admits, his voice breaking. "I don't know if I can trust you again. How do I move past this? How do I move past him?" Anna steps forward, reaching out to him, her hands trembling. "Please, Harper, please don't give up on us. I know it's going to take time. I'm not asking for your forgiveness overnight. But if you'll let me, I'll do everything I can to show you that I'm committed to making this right." For the first time in days, Harper feels a flicker of something, a spark of hope. He doesn't know if he can forgive her, but maybe he's not ready to give up just yet. Maybe they can rebuild, but he's not sure. And he knows that if they're going to move forward, it's going to take more than just words. It's going to take action from both of them, a shift in the dynamic. The next morning, after an awkward but heartfelt conversation, they decide to spend the day exploring the area around the cabin. For a brief moment, the weight of their situation lifts. They walk along a quiet trail, the sound of crunching leaves beneath their feet as the morning sun filters through the trees. It's the first time in weeks that Harper feels like he's truly with Anna, not as a man betrayed, but as a husband who is willing to take the first step toward healing. But the moment doesn't last. As they sit down by a small lake, resting against a large rock, Anna's phone buzzes in her bag. It's a text. Harper tries to ignore it, but curiosity gnaws at him. He watches Anna as she reaches for her phone, glancing at it quickly before putting it back in her bag. "Who was that?" Harper asks, trying to sound casual, but there's an edge to his voice. He knows it's probably nothing, but his heart races. "It was just work," Anna says quickly, her voice betraying her. "Just a message from the team. Nothing important." Harper's eyes narrow. He wants to trust her. He really does. But the doubt is creeping back in. "Are you sure?" he asks, his voice quieter now. Anna looks away, not meeting his gaze. "Yes," she says, her voice stiff. "It's nothing." But Harper isn't convinced. He doesn't say anything else. But the seed of suspicion has been planted. The moment they've shared is now tainted, and all he can think about is the text. He can feel the distance between them growing once again, and with it, the tension that neither of them can ignore. The battle between his love for her and his need for the truth is starting to tear him apart. The final straw. Later that night, after a quiet dinner and an even quieter evening by the fire, Harper finds himself unable to sleep. The tension between him and Anna is suffocating, and the thought of her phone buzzing earlier in the day weighs heavily on his mind. He doesn't want to believe the worst, but he knows what he's seen. He knows that something isn't right. Anna falls asleep beside him, her breathing steady, but Harper lies awake, his thoughts racing. He's had enough. The questions have piled up, and he can't keep living in this uncertainty. If he's going to stay, he needs answers, real answers. Without waking her, Harper quietly slips out of bed and grabs Anna's phone from her nightstand. His hands shake as he unlocks it, his heart pounding in his chest. The messages are still there. More texts from Ethan, more affectionate comments disguised as friendly banter. And then, near the top of the thread, there's a message from a few days ago. I miss you. Can't wait to see you again soon. The words hit Harper like a slap to the face. He doesn't know what to do. He's not sure he wants to know anymore. But one thing is certain. This can't go on. Something has to give. Climactic tension. The next morning, Harper confronts Anna. It's not a quiet conversation. It's not gentle. His anger, his hurt, everything he's been holding back comes rushing to the surface. Why didn't you tell me? He demands, his voice shaking with emotion. Why did you keep this from me? I know what's going on, Anna. I know everything. Anna's face falls. She's caught off guard by his fury, but deep down, she knows she's brought this upon herself. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't want to destroy everything. She whispers, her voice breaking. But I did. I know. And I can't take it back. Then what the hell are we doing here? Harper shouts. You've been lying to me, and now, I'm standing here, wondering if I can even look at you the same way again. The silence that follows is deafening. Anna doesn't know what to say. She doesn't know if they can fix this. And Harper doesn't know if he even wants to try anymore. The next few days after Harper's confrontation with Anna are a blur of chaos. The emotional tension between them is palpable, and every word, every glance seems to carry a weight they both can't shake. Harper feels like he's drowning in this relationship, trying to hold on to the person he once knew, but the person standing before him now feels like a stranger. His world is cracked, and he's not sure if it can be repaired. Anna, on the other hand, is desperate to make things right, but the more she tries, the more it feels like she's digging a hole too deep to climb out of. She says she's sorry, she says she wants to fix things, but the words never seem enough to bridge the growing gap between them. And every time she sees Harper looking at her with that mixture of hurt and doubt in his eyes, her resolve weakens a little more. A dangerous game. The phone calls between Anna and Ethan have stopped for the most part. At least that's what Anna tells Harper. But Harper isn't sure he can believe her anymore. The thought of her talking to him, feeling something for him, keeps him awake at night. How could she do this? How could she give her heart to someone else when they had built so much together? Harper begins searching through the mess of receipts, phone bills, and emails that pile up on the kitchen counter. Anything to find proof that Anna is hiding something more than just late-night work sessions. And then, in one of the bills, he finds something that makes his stomach churn. A charge at a high-end hotel, on the same day Anna had told him she was working late. It's a $400 room service bill for two. Harper's eyes sting as he stares at the number, the betrayal seeping deeper than ever before. The shocking revelation. Harper decides that enough is enough. His mind races, wondering how far this has really gone. He pulls out his phone, thinking about calling Anna, but he stops. The truth is, he doesn't want to confront her again. Not yet. He wants to feel like he's in control of this situation, just for a moment. Instead, Harper reaches for his jacket and heads out the door. He's going to do what he should have done from the beginning. He's going to confront Ethan Wallace. He's not sure what he hopes to get from the conversation, but he's tired of guessing. He needs to know where they stand. The meeting is set. Harper meets Ethan at a downtown coffee shop, the bustling sound of the city streets echoing around them as they sit at a corner table. Ethan arrives first, his sharp suit and confident demeanor making him appear every bit the successful, polished professional. Harper, however, is on edge. His palms are sweating, his fists clenched. Ethan smiles warmly as Harper takes a seat, offering him a coffee, but Harper doesn't bother with pleasantries. He cuts to the chase, his voice low but firm. I know about the hotel. I know about the room service bill. Ethan freezes for a second, the smile fading from his lips. His eyes narrow, and Harper can see a flicker of something. Guilt? Fear? Maybe both. Harper, I don't know what you think is going on. But Ethan starts, but Harper interrupts him. Don't lie to me, Harper snaps, his voice rising despite himself. I'm done with the lies. I need to know the truth. Did anything happen between you two? The room falls silent. Ethan's expression hardens, his jaw tightening as if he's been caught in something far deeper than he anticipated. He leans back in his chair, his posture defensive now, his eyes not meeting Harper's. "I don't know what you want me to say," Ethan says, his voice suddenly cold. "Yes, we've spent time together. We've talked, had dinner a few times. But it wasn't anything more than that. You can believe me or not, but that's the truth." Harper feels a sharp sting in his chest. His instincts are telling him there's more, but part of him wants to believe Ethan. He's staring at the man who spent so much time with Anna, and for the first time he feels completely out of control. His anger simmers, and for a moment, he wonders if he'll ever get the answers he needs. The breaking point. "Do you love her?" Harper asks, the question coming out of his mouth before he can stop it. He doesn't know why he asks it, but he's desperate for something. Some sign that Anna's actions weren't just reckless, but had meaning. Ethan looks up at him, his gaze steady but a little too calm. "That's not something you can ask me, Harper," he replies, his voice smooth, controlled. "I don't owe you an explanation." Harper feels a flash of anger that surges through him. "You don't owe me anything? You've been sneaking around with my wife, and you don't think I deserve an explanation?" His voice is shaking now, but he's not backing down. Ethan doesn't flinch. "She's not my wife," he replies coldly. "She's your problem, not mine." Harper slams his fist down on the table, the noise echoing in the small coffee shop. The tension in the room is thick now, and all Harper can feel is rage building inside of him, threatening to break free. "I'm done with this," Harper says, standing up. "If you think for a second I'm going to just walk away from this, you're wrong. I'll fight for my marriage. And if you think you've won, you've got another thing coming." As he storms out of the shop, Harper feels his heart pounding in his chest, the weight of everything he's learned threatening to suffocate him. A new determination. That night, as Harper returns to the apartment, he knows that everything has changed. He doesn't know if he can forgive Anna, but he knows he can't keep living in this haze of doubt. He's done with feeling powerless. He's done with being manipulated by emotions and lies. Anna is sitting on the couch when Harper walks in, her eyes flicking up at him, anxious but hopeful. She opens her mouth to speak, but Harper holds up a hand, silencing her. "I know everything," he says, his voice calm, but with a sharp edge. "I know about the hotel. I know about the texts. I know about the things you've been hiding. And I can't keep pretending like nothing is wrong anymore." Anna's face falls. She doesn't say anything right away, her lips trembling as she tries to process his words. "Harper, please," she starts, but he cuts her off. "No. You don't get to keep doing this to me, Anna," he says firmly. "You don't get to hide from the truth. And I don't know if I can keep living like this." The words hang in the air, heavy with the weight of their shared history, their shared love, and the betrayal that now defines everything between them. The world outside their apartment feels distant, irrelevant. In this moment, the only thing that matters is the future, whether they'll have one together, or if it's time to let go. The air in their apartment is thick with tension. Harper stands by the door, his body rigid, trying to suppress the emotions that have been bubbling inside of him since he first discovered the truth about Anna and Ethan. The revelation still feels fresh, raw, and painful. He knows that things can never go back to the way they were. What hurts the most is the feeling of betrayal, the thought that Anna, the woman he thought he could trust with everything, had been hiding pieces of her life from him. Anna, on the other hand, is torn apart. She knows she's lost Harper's trust. She knows how deep her actions have cut him, and now she faces the weight of her mistakes. As she watches him, she can see the distance growing between them with each passing second. She can feel it in her bones. Harper is slipping away. And for the first time, she's not sure if there's anything she can do to stop it. The breaking point. It's late at night when the confrontation finally comes to a head. Harper, having had enough of the uncertainty, decides that he can't wait any longer to speak his mind. He's reached a point where he can no longer deny the betrayal. The hurt is too great. "Anna, I need to understand," Harper says, his voice quiet but resolute. His eyes are fixed on her, searching for any sign of truth. any sign of honesty. I need to understand why you didn't tell me the truth. Why did you go behind my back with Ethan? Why couldn't you just come to me? Anna looks at him, her hands shaking as she tries to find the right words. She wants to tell him the whole truth, but she's scared. Scared that whatever she says now will be the final nail in the coffin of their relationship. She's scared that the trust they had is irreparably broken. I didn't know how to come to you. Anna begins, her voice strained, her eyes filled with regret. I was scared, Harper. I was scared that you'd see me as weak, that you wouldn't understand why I was feeling the way I did. I was already so distant from you. And then Ethan, he was there. He was easy to talk to. He made me feel heard. Harper's chest tightens at her words. The pain is almost unbearable. He can't decide if he should listen or if he should just walk away from it all. The idea of losing her is terrifying, but the thought of staying in a relationship where trust is gone. It's even worse. Is that all it was, Anna? Harper asks, his voice shaking. Just him listening to you? Or was there more to it? Because the way you two were together, I don't know if I can just pretend that it didn't mean anything. Anna stares at him, tears welling up in her eyes. She knows what Harper is asking. She knows what he's really wondering. But the words don't come easily. I swear, Harper, it never went beyond that. We never slept together. I didn't cheat on you physically, but I was emotionally unfaithful. I let him into parts of me that should have only been yours. And I know I've broken you. I know that now. I didn't want to lose you. Harper's jaw tightens. The confession stings, but at least it's the truth. Or at least it seems like the truth. But he can't escape the gnawing feeling inside. The feeling that something is still being left unsaid. I need more, Anna, he says, his voice barely above a whisper. I need to know if you still love me. I need to know if you want to fix this, if you're willing to do whatever it takes to rebuild what we had. Anna collapses onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. She can feel the weight of his question suffocating her. She doesn't know if she can fix this. She doesn't know if she's capable of making things right. But she does know one thing. She's willing to try if Harper will let her. I love you, Harper, she says, her voice muffled. I always have, and I will spend the rest of my life making it up to you if you'll let me. But I understand if you can't. I understand if you need to walk away. The vulnerability in her voice pulls at Harper's heart, and for a moment, he feels torn. He wants to believe her. He wants to believe that they can come back from this. But there's still so much hurt, so much anger inside him, that he can't see a way forward. The moment of clarity. Harper stands there in silence, his mind racing. He's at a crossroads. On one hand, he wants to walk away from the pain. He wants to leave this mess behind and start fresh. But on the other hand, he feels something deep inside, something that tells him to fight. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's the remnants of the life they once shared. But whatever it is, it pushes him to stay, to listen, and to find out if there's even a chance that they can rebuild. I don't know if I can forgive you right now, Harper says, his voice heavy with emotion. But I'm not ready to walk away. Not yet. Anna looks up at him, her eyes wide with disbelief and relief. She wasn't sure if he'd say that. And hearing those words is like a lifeline thrown to her in the middle of an ocean. You mean, you'll try? She asks, her voice trembling. I'll try, Harper replies. But this isn't going to be easy. You've broken my trust, Anna. You've broken me. And I can't just forget that. But maybe we can work through it. Maybe we can rebuild. The words don't feel like a guarantee. They don't feel like the end of the pain. But they do feel like a start. They feel like a glimmer of hope in the darkness. The final test. The next few weeks are a blur of therapy sessions, long talks, and difficult moments. Harper and Anna both struggle to navigate the delicate balance between healing and hurt. Trust is a fragile thing, and it's hard to know if it's even possible to rebuild it after everything that's happened. One night, after a particularly intense therapy session, Anna comes home to find Harper sitting on the couch, staring at his phone. His face is unreadable, and the atmosphere between them is thick with unspoken words. What is it? Anna asks, her voice hesitant. What's going on? Harper doesn't answer right away. His eyes flick over to her, and for a brief moment, there's a flicker of doubt in his gaze. But he doesn't say anything. Instead, he stands up and walks over to her. Without a word, he holds out his phone. Anna takes it, her heart pounding in her chest. She doesn't know what's happening, but she knows something is about to change. She swipes the screen, and the messages from Ethan are right there, just as they were before. The same words, the same intimate tone. She freezes. For a moment, everything inside her goes numb. But then, slowly, her mind starts to race. What does this mean? How has Harper found out? And why is he showing this to her now? I don't know what to say, Anna says, her voice breaking. I swear, I cut all ties with him. I haven't spoken to him since we agreed to start fixing this. Harper's eyes are cold now. Then why do I still see these messages? Anna's chest tightens, her breath catching in her throat. I don't know, she whispers. I don't know what's real anymore, Harper. And just like that, everything seems to unravel again. The morning after the confrontation, Harper and Anna sit in silence. The weight of the last few days hangs between them like a cloud that refuses to dissipate. For the first time, Harper isn't sure what the future holds for them. They've been through so much, but this last revelation, the lingering emotional connection with Ethan, has shaken him to his core. He doesn't know if it's something he can overlook, if he can truly move past it. Anna, on the other hand, feels like she's suffocating. She knows she's made mistakes, big ones, but hearing Harper's words, seeing the doubt in his eyes, makes her realize just how much she has to lose. She loves him, but the guilt gnaws at her. She's let him down, and it's a wound she knows may never fully heal. They both sit there, processing what's happened. There's no rush to speak, no quick solutions to offer. Just the realization that the road ahead, if they choose to take it together, is long and uncertain. The decision to move forward. Later that day, Harper goes for a walk, needing time to clear his mind. He walks through the park, the soft rustling of the leaves in the wind filling his ears. He thinks about everything, about Anna, about their history, and about what's been lost. But as the day stretches on, something starts to shift in him. He thinks back to when they first met, how they used to talk for hours about their dreams, their fears, how they used to laugh without a care in the world. He's never stopped loving Anna, even through all the pain. The doubt and anger still sting, but the love remains. Maybe he can't erase the past, but maybe there's a way to build something new, something stronger, something that's truly theirs. By the time he returns home, the storm of emotions inside him has calmed. He's not sure where they're going from here, but he knows that he wants to try. And that decision, the willingness to give their relationship another chance, is the hardest and most important one he's made. The final conversation. Harper finds Anna sitting on the couch when he returns. Her face is pale, her eyes swollen from the crying she's done over the past few days. When she looks up at him, she's unsure of what to expect. But Harper doesn't walk away. He doesn't retreat into silence. Instead, he sits down beside her. The tension is still there, but it's different now. There's an understanding between them that wasn't there before. I've been thinking, Harper starts, his voice low but steady, about us, about what happened. Anna's heart pounds in her chest as she waits for him to continue. She's prepared herself for the worst, prepared for him to say that it's over, that he can't forgive her. But he doesn't. I'm not sure I can ever forget, Harper says, his gaze meeting hers. But I'm willing to try. I want to try. I'm not giving up on us, Anna. But I need you to be honest with me. I need to know that you're committed to this too, that you're ready to rebuild. Anna's eyes widen, and a surge of hope rises in her chest. She can't believe it, but she can see it in his eyes. He wants to try, too. He's not giving up. I'll do whatever it takes, she whispers, her voice trembling. I don't expect it to be easy, but I love you, Harper, and I'm willing to work for us. I'll prove it, every day, rebuilding trust. Over the next several months, Harper and Anna begin the slow, painful process of rebuilding their relationship. They attend counseling together, learning how to communicate openly, how to trust again. It's hard. Some days are better than others. There are still moments of doubt, of pain, of questioning. But with each passing day, they find a way to move forward. They set boundaries. Anna cuts all ties with Ethan, making it clear to Harper that her commitment to their relationship is her top priority. She is transparent, sharing her work schedule, being open about her feelings. Harper, in turn, works on his own vulnerabilities, learning to let go of his fear of being hurt again. It's not perfect. There are still bumps along the way, misunderstandings, moments of tension. But what matters is that they're working at it. They're putting in the effort. They're both fighting for what they have left. The unexpected surprise. A year later, Harper and Anna find themselves in a different place. Their relationship is still fragile, still in the process of healing, but there's something new, something that wasn't there before. Trust. Real trust. They're sitting together at a coffee shop, laughing about something silly, when Anna reaches into her bag and pulls out a small box. She hands it to Harper with a soft smile. "What's this?" Harper asks, raising an eyebrow as he takes the box. "You're always so serious," Anna teases. "I figured you deserved a surprise." Harper opens the box, revealing a simple silver bracelet. It's delicate, understated, but it's perfect. "I thought you might like it," she says softly. "A reminder of everything we've been through, that we've made it this far, and that we can make it further." Harper smiles, a real smile that reaches his eyes. The bracelet is a symbol of their journey together, a reminder of the struggle, the hurt, but also of the strength they've found in each other. He looks at Anna, his heart full. "Thank you," he says, his voice sincere. "It means more than you know. A new beginning." As the years pass, Harper and Anna continue to navigate their relationship, each day building on the foundation they've worked so hard to create. There are still challenges ahead. Life is never perfect, but they've learned to face them together. They've learned that love isn't about perfection. It's about commitment, effort, and the willingness to work through the tough times. The apartment that once felt cold and empty now feels like home. The silence between them no longer carries the weight of unspoken words. Instead, it's filled with understanding, with shared moments of peace. They've rebuilt their life, brick by brick, and while they know the past can't be erased, they also know that they've created something new, something better. And as Harper looks at Anna, his heart no longer heavy with doubt, he knows that they've found a way to move forward, together. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. If you want to see more dramatic tales like this one, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and remember, life is full of surprises. Sometimes, the hardest moments bring the greatest transformations.